I have seen these types of videos in my recommendations, so I thought, why not do this for Thomas the Tank Engine? So here we go. I think the biggest thing that would suck if you were a steam engine is the whole British Railway steam ban, because at that point, your already restricted movement on the rails is even further restricted. Not to mention being withdrawn and scrapped as well, considering that you'll literally be taken apart by people with scrap torches. I think that's probably one of the biggest things that would suck being a steam locomotive. But that's not all. Like I mentioned earlier, you're essentially locked to the rails, meaning you can't go anywhere without rails. This is one of the biggest flaws with trains in general. You have to use what's given to you instead of everything else, like how boats use water, airplanes use the sky, and cars use the road. Trains are locked to the rails at all time, and this was actually a topic brought up by the Stories of Sodor series. Now, another thing that sucks about being a steam engine is accidents and derailments, and also head-on collisions and death. You get the point. Not to mention the amount of time you'll spend there at the accident scene and at the workshop, which is a very long time. See Henry's Kipper crash. There's also the amount of damage that you will take as a steam locomotive, which depending on what is cheaper, you'll either be repaired or used as spare parts for other engines or be scrapped if the damage is bad enough. And then there is the relentless work schedule. Oftentimes, trains will rotate crews for certain hour shifts. You don't get that luxury because you're always on the move, delivering passengers or freight to certain destinations, and because of this, you'll probably be restless because of the lack of sleep you'll have. It's not like engines don't rest, but be expected to go potentially several days without sleep. Now add on the fact that you'll be out no matter what the weather is. Rain, snow, ice, hail, sweltering heat, you get the point. Now it kind of makes sense why Henry was shut up in that tunnel, and that brings me to how useful you are to the railway. Because unfortunately there is a sort of hierarchy when it comes to what type of traffic you carry. Mixed, freight, passenger, express, you get the gist in Thomas, where Gordon looks down at the smaller engines and freight engines as well. There's also the fact that steam engines rely on coal and water, which one of those resources is going to run out eventually. So unless the engine goes through a conversion of fuel, they won't be able to move when the supply of coal eventually goes. See the coal strike of the early 80s in the UK. However, there are preserved steam engines, and that's arguably an even worse fate than being scrapped and essentially torched. Some of these engines are static displays, meaning that they will never move under their own power again, not to mention how long they will last, as you'll most likely see a lot of lives pass before the steam engine eventually, passes away or gets scrapped or, has an accident that's, kills the engine, I would say. But what if you're neither scrapped nor sold? The answer to that would be you are abandoned, leaving to rust forever. Maybe someone eventually finding and restoring the steam engine, but that's not always a 100% guarantee to happen. In short, it probably sucks to be a steam engine if you think about it for long enough.